Well, we know the Dons defender Alex Pearce. Piercy, good to see you. First of all, how delighted are you to be appointed the Dons' new vice-captain?
Yeah, it's a huge honour, really. The gaffer spoke to me before the Wimbledon game and told me that he was going to do that, and I was more than pleased to accept that role. We've got a fantastic group here, so to be chosen to be put in the role is a privilege. Alongside Reevesy, who's the club captain, it's like I say, it's a fantastic group that we've got here, and I was more than happy to accept the role.
Brilliant. Just to turn the clock back a bit to the end of last season, just remind us of the injury situation, because it must have been incredibly frustrating time for you and you want to be playing games.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you ask any player, when they get injured, it's extremely frustrating. And for me, last year, I think on the whole was a frustrating one. I pulled my groin. I think I ended up pulling it 4 times. So, yeah, to do that, it was very frustrating. But that's all in the past now, and I'm back fully fit. Worked really hard in the off season, and I've been pleased with how it's gone pre-season for myself personally, and long may that continue.
I think the gaffer said towards the end of last season it was so important that you sort of came back, hit the ground running in pre-season. How did you go about addressing that over the summer?
I think as a player, first and foremost, over the summer you have to have a look at yourself. First and foremost, you ask yourself a few questions, and what could you have done better? And I think when something like that does happen last year, where you pull your groin numerous times, I think you have to do that and self-reflect, and make sure that you do everything you possibly can to make sure that doesn't happen again, and get yourself in the best possible condition. And if obviously injuries will still happen, of course, but if you can tick every box and make sure that you're doing everything you can to make sure that you're in the best condition possible, then that's all you can do. It was a bit of that, and like I say, I've been pleased with how it's gone so far, but it's only just a start, so we've got to continue it.
Absolutely. How do you feel now in yourself? Because I mean, you look incredibly fit out there. Gaffer said you've come back. You're looking really good as well.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel strong, but it's just a start, like you say. So it's just about continuing the good work, maintaining it, putting in the performances when you're out there, when you're asked to play. You make sure that you give 100% as a minimum requirement, and I'm obviously in a position where I can help others and give my experience to other people around me, especially the younger lads. I'm more than happy to do that. So yeah, it's going to be a really exciting season, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Is that the objective for you now? From what I'm hearing from the gaffers, that they want to see more from you this season, more games, basically out of you.
Yeah. Well, there's some objective from myself as well. Never mind the football club, what they want. It's myself. I'm overly desperate to play more than I did last year. I put that demand on myself, and that's what I want to do, and I'm sure they want that as well. So, well, I know they do. So, it's a case of doing everything you possibly can to make sure that happens. And once you're doing that yourself, then you can try and help others.
New regulations, of course, have come in on Saturday up at Grimsby. We saw 9 minutes held up towards the end there. What do you make of that as a professional at the moment?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's pretty crazy. I've never experienced it before. When the end of the game was approaching and I saw 9 minutes go up, I thought that's incredible, really. And then obviously to go on and play an extra 3 minutes in total, it was 12. So I mean, yeah, obviously they think it's the right way to go, but I think it's going to put a lot of extra stress on the bodies of the players. So I think we're going to have to be mindful of that. I think Terry said it after the game on Saturday that it's going to make our recovery all the more important, because I think we're going to be playing an extra, with all those minutes, that's going to add up to a lot of extra games across the season. So it goes back to that, making sure that you're in the best possible condition, because those minutes are going to clock up over the season, and a lot is going to happen in those minutes. There's added on extra minutes, so yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for sure.
Just looking ahead to Saturday's game, of course, Wrexham, the visitors, a lot of attention on them, brings a lot of good publicity to League Two, but it's about us though, really, isn't it? I mean, how do we keep it the focus on us when the world's camera's basically going to be focusing on Plough Lane and what we do out there on Saturday?
Yeah, I don't see that as a problem, to be honest with you. Let the focus be on them. Let the focus be on what Wrexham is doing as a football club, and all the off-field antics that they've got with their owners and the players that they're signing. I think that's more than okay. We'll just go about our business in the way that we do, the quiet way that we do. Obviously, we're going to be at home. So I'd like to think at any home game that we have, we'll be a match for anybody. We want to make Plough Lane a fortress this season, and we'll be looking to start that on Saturday. But yeah, it's certainly going to be a great atmosphere. It'll be a great one to get your teeth stuck into. So yeah.
How pleased are you with last Saturday's performance at Grimsby, of course, particularly when we had to shuffle the defence around and we're missing the likes of Hussein Bida, Jack Curry and Lee Brown at the time?
Yeah, obviously when something like that happens during the week to the first game, I think it shows the strength of the character of the group. I think it shows the resilience of the group, where we're at. I think, Jono, he done an especially good job to go out there, and it's not his preferred position. So for him to slide into that role and not look out of place, I think it's a massive credit to him. I think the whole team put in a really good performance. I thought it was a battling performance. It was a really tight game, could have gone either way. And I thought that overall, yeah, we could have nicked it ourselves. So yeah, I mean, I was pleased with the performance and pleased with the point.
You were the first one through the door last pre-season, of course, as well. It was a little bit like hit the ground running at the time, but do you feel we're kind of better equipped now going into this season?
Yeah, I think certainly from my point of view, I look at where we are now and when I first joined the football club, and it's miles apart. I mean, the improvement is huge. Just from the squad that we've got now, it's a really, really strong squad, and everyone's vying for that shirt, and whoever the manager picks on a Saturday or a Tuesday, there'll be people in the team who are more than capable of doing the job, and that's what everybody wants. Everyone wants a competitive squad, and everyone wants to play, of course, and it's got the makings of a really strong squad, and hopefully we can have a strong season.
Absolutely. I mean, the stadium's superb, but how important was it this summer that we got the things right, like at the training ground, the canteen, the nutrition? I mean, you've been a part of many professional setups, but they've now perhaps getting closer to nailing that here now.
Yeah, I think the environment at any football club is huge. I think the work that the club have done over the summer regarding the training ground has been magnificent. The canteen is totally transformed. They've got the kitchen is up and running. We've got a new chef employed at the training ground, and I've got to say that the food is outstanding, and people don't see, but that can make such a difference to the environment around the place. So yeah, the more things that we can get right around the training ground, the better the environment is for the players, and the club have certainly done a lot of great work over the summer. And from the players' point of view, we are very appreciative of that, of course.
Can you feel that competition there as well now? I mean, there's like the gaffer said he wanted 2 players for every position, and you're one of them. In there fighting for those centre back positions at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think you look across the squad, and it's an extremely strong squad. You've got players fighting for positions. You've got players that can do jobs all over the pitch. And every player is desperate to play in that dressing room. I know that for a fact. So, I think it's a case of whoever the manager picks on whatever game, those players can be trusted to go in and give a good account of themselves. because you're going to have lots of stuff going on in the season, suspensions, injuries, loss of form. So it's going to take a real strong squad effort to make sure that we're a success this season. And it's showing good signs at the moment.
And of course, passing on your wisdom and experience as well, the 3 youngsters that have come in that have been given professional contracts, Paris, Morgan and Aaron, I mean, they've settled in very well, haven't they?
They have, yeah. I've been pleased with all the young lads this season, to be honest with you. I think they've settled into the group. They came on tour with us to Benidorm, and you know they were great, you know, and they've been a real breath of fresh air. They train hard every single day, and they push us older lads as well. You know, they make sure that we have to keep on our toes and make sure that, you know, we're doing things as right as well as we can. You know, people think that it's all about us showing them what we can do, but sometimes it's the other way around as well. We can learn off them, and we can feed off their enthusiasm and youthfulness. So yeah, it's certainly a two-way street. And but no, they've been great. They've been great, and long may that continue.
Absolutely. Piercy, great catching up with you, and thanks for your time.
Cheers, Rob. Thank you.